Welcome to No Strings Attached Ministry. This morning I'm going to be working on maintenance, taking care of the things that take care of you. And in my case, this is my generator. This is the generator that I use on my van. It powers the complete van and charges my battery system. I use this quite often, especially when I'm down in Florida in the middle of the heat. It's something that's just definitely has to have, especially at night to sleep. But I do this about once every 3 weeks to a month. I do a full change and full maintenance on this generator, and I've been getting really good luck out of it and having a good life out of it. But I'll sort of show you how I take care of this thing, and I recommend that anything that you have, if you take good care of it, it services you as well. So today we're going to be doing an oil change. I'm at a normal park and I'll sort of show you how I do it, and hopefully it'll help you and encourage you that it's not as hard as you think it is. Sometimes a little messy with these things, but we try to keep that to a minimum. Now that we have the front off, right down here is how you check your oil, and that's just a little screw-in thing. If you look right down in here, there's a little in-grooved spout right here that when you tilt this thing, it drains into this and comes out the bottom. So if you do it right, it's not as messy as it could be. Then we take this off and we clean this out, and then we'll sort of rinse it out with a little bit of fuel and just really get that filter clean. And then we'll also pour a little bit of oil on there and add a little oil to it and squish it through there and get it sort of lightly saturated with oil, and just do some cleanup. And about once every year or so you can take this little device here. This is your oil filter, your fuel filter, and you can change it out. And it's pretty much self-explanatory once you get going. Now and then I take the carburetor and everything, and I'll clean everything all up with carburetor cleaner. Spray everything down and get the dust off everything. Wipe the dirt off of everything out here and clean it all up, and just sort of give it a spit shine, and do what I can to get a lot nicer generator running. Now I pulled the thing out. This is about how dirty that I'll run it. Like I said, I try to, this is about 3 weeks, and it's not that awful bad, but I do that to try to prevent any major problems that I may arise. Now, as you can see, as I tilt this, it pours out, and I'll capture this oil in this little bucket. But see how that's flowing down through that little reservoir, and then coming out the bottom here, and accumulating in this bucket. And I'll just keep pouring and pouring until I get it almost turned over, where I know I got all the oil out. I try my best to keep that oil flowing. Try to keep it as clean as I possibly can, because it can get pretty nasty, trust me, But you can sort of see down in there, it's not as difficult as it could be, especially if you don't understand exactly what it's doing. And right now I'm pretty much flat. And there's some little bit of moisture still in the machine that's dripping in there too. That's water, but that's not coming from there. It's just coming out of the bottom of the machine. But now that cleans your oil. Now what I'll do is I'll take a paper towel And I'll go up inside this hole at the bottom that it came out of. Just dry it up and clean it up. I'll also go down in here. Wipe this all clean as well. Anywhere that oil come on there. Try to get it back as clean as I can. And the filter is right there. Right here, the 2 air filters. And this is my dipstick. And I'll clean it all up as well. See, what I do here is I just make like a little makeshift cone. And I'll pour this fuel in here. I've tried regular funnels and different things, and it just, because they're round and all this stuff, it really makes it hard. This actually becomes easier, believe it or not. But this is what I do. Now what I'll do is I'll myself, to make it easier, is I fill this all the way full till it starts pouring back out the bottom here. And then once I do that, then I'll tilt this forward and drain just a tad off until I get it at the right level. And I'll keep checking that with my dipstick. The proper way to do that with the dipstick is to not screw it in, but just stick it in till it hits the seats. Pull it out, and that tells you your full mark. So I'm about halfway up this stick. You can see right there. So that's about right where it needs to be. And then that's how I change my oil. Now this is what I use here, carburetor cleaner. I put a little stem on there. And I'll just spray it out here and clean it all up nice and clean. Spray everything down. Spray a little bit into my filter. Get it all cleaned up. Anyway, you get the idea. I run this generator. I mean, I'm talking like I'm right on top of this generator. You hear the sound popping out of you. But actually, it's very quiet. I'll show you. I'm like 5 miles away. That's underneath this pavilion too, so it's even echoing under that. But you can't even hardly hear it from here. I mean, it's extremely quiet generator. And what I'll do when I get done with this is I'll spray it down with this here all over, and I'll just give it a good bath. Clean it all up. I'll take my oil that's in my pan, pour it into my container of oil and dispose of it properly. And always take care of the environment. Make sure you put your oil back in the container. Clean your area up, clean everything up, leave it 10 times better than what you found it. Also, I even clean this out. I'll even spray it down with my cleaner and wipe this clean like it's brand new. Then I'll dispose of all the rags and the oil at the recycling place. Have a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of the generator.